Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today's video is going to be an unboxing video. Inside this box I have 25 books that I just got back from CGC. Now I want to acknowledge right off the top, I know going through 25 books will take a bit of time. I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible. I also want to let you know that there is some information here at the beginning that I want to tell you about that I know a lot of you just want to see the books, you might want to skip it. I would not skip it. There's some useful information that I'm about to give you. I will try to give it to you as quickly as possible. Once again, there are 25 books in this box. These are 25 out of 39 books that I submitted to CGC under the modern tier with pressing services being done by CCS. Just so that you all know, if you didn't already know, when you submit more than 25 books in an individual submission to CGC, they break them up. So I've already been sent back 14 of the 39 books from this submission. If you haven't seen the video with those 14 books, I'll put the card for it right up there. So these are the remaining 25 that just got back to me today. In addition, I want to let you know that I sent these 39 books to CGC along with two other submissions, a 15-book 9/8 pre-screen and a 2-book signature series submission. I put them all together in one box, but I packed them in a way that designated which books went with which of the three submissions. Sometimes people have questions about whether or not you can send multiple submissions to CGC in the same box. You can. Just make sure it's clear for their sake which books go with which. In addition, I want to let you know that the turnaround time on these was lightning fast. I've already gotten the pre-screen back. That came back really fast. I got 14 of these books back. I got 25 books back today. I sent these to CGC on July the 3rd. I got them back today on August the 15th, 6 weeks and 1 day later. These books got graded and pressed in 6 weeks, 1 day. That's really, really fast. So whatever issues CGC was having with turnaround times, they've licked it. Although my signature series books are yet to return, usually those are expedited, so it's a little odd that those have taken the longest, but that's okay. The last thing I want to say is that in reference to the 14 books from this submission that already came back, I made a video on it, and this is kind of important. When I was making the video, I was generally happy with the grades, 9.2s, 9.4s, 9.6s, and 9.8s, with the exception of 1.80 that was really, really bad. I gotta tell you though, I was a bit cavalier with these books that I submitted, a bit lazy. I didn't really go over each one with a fine-tooth comb. I basically looked at it and I was like, this looks pretty good. It could be valuable in a high grade. Let's submit it and see what happens. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because I did that, a lot of the books that I got back that came back 9.2s and 9.4s have not enough value for them to have been worth grading at those grades. Be diligent. Sometimes it's so tedious going through so many books and grading them and vetting them and making sure that they're appropriate for submission. Do it. It's worth the time. It's worth the effort. I unfortunately think I lost a decent amount of money on the 14 books that have already come back. I'm hoping that the grades on these will be better. What I'm going to do is, through the process of showing you each one of these, I'm also going to show you how much my estimate is for what I think its value would be at its current grade. And I'll also give like a thumbs up or a thumbs down or like a 50-50 for whether or not I feel like it was worth grading or not. Let's see how I did. Hopefully it'll be nothing but thumbs up, but we'll see. I think that's it. Thank you so much for sticking through the intro. Once again, I think there was some worthwhile information there. Now, the tape on this box is already a little shredded, so this is really easy to open, but that's okay. I also usually try to take an opportunity to kind of like, I don't know, judge CGC's packing job, but these boxes all come in the standard way that you expect here, with this stuff all the way around the outside and on top. And in a 25 book submission, these boxes fit 25 books exactly, so there's no filler, no need for any kind of bubble wrap to keep things from moving around. Okay, now the exciting part, let's go through. Now I'm going to pull these out at random. They're mostly X-Men books, But there are some books in here that are not X-Men. I'm just starting left to right. Let's see what we have here first. X-Men 117. Now I have no expectation on the grades here. You're going to know how I did well before me. Let's just go ahead and show you what it got. This is a fun book. Let's see what it got. A 9.2. Okay, that is very surprising. I remember what this book is. This is the first appearance of the Shadow King. I actually think I submitted 1 or 2 of these because I thought that they were 9.8 worthy. And to see this come back a 9.2, this is not a very valuable book. And in a 9.2, and it's got a nice Newton ring there. In a 9.2, I'm afraid that that's going to be not worth grading. That's a bad start. But like I said, I'm putting on the screen, once again, the values and the thumbs up or thumbs down on my opinion of whether or not it's grading. Okay, so yes, there's another one of these in here. I know I submitted these because I thought they were like 9.6, 9.8. So hopefully this is one of those 2 grades. If it's not, I'm going to be pretty upset. A 6.5. A 6.5. Well, I'm going to put the grader's notes for this one up right there. Why is this a 6.5? I do not know. But that means this is basically garbage. At a 6.5, this book is, I paid $22.50 plus $15 pressing. I have a 10% discount under the elite membership that I'm at. This coming back a 6.5 is, it's definitely not worth $37.50. It's probably worth about $3.75. Okay, really bad start. Now, oh look, there's a third one of these. I submitted 3 of these. Wow. Okay. Boy, let's really hope that this one makes up for those other 2. I'm very sad. 9.6. Okay, so that's really bad. I will say that on the books that I opened the other day, I don't know about these yet, but on the 14 books that I opened the other day, I reviewed them a little bit, and I have to say that I thought the grades were fair, if not a bit strict, but I'm okay with CGC being strict with the grades. Having a hard time with this. Okay, this is another X-Men book. Like I said, there's a lot of X-Men books. I don't think that this one is key at all. At least this one was key, but not very valuable. Let's see. Did I get a decent grade? 9.4. Okay, I mean, it's older. It's, you know, from 1979. It's not a key. Oh, it is a key. First appearance of Mariko Yashida. I believe that's Logan or Wolverine's girlfriend. Who knows, maybe she'll show up in the MCU and maybe that'll become something I can sell. But at a 9.4, it's not great. Here's X-Men 119. At this you know era, I'm hoping that it's 9.2s or above. Let's see if I got that. 9.6. Okay, great. This is a decent book to have in a 9.6. It's not key at all, but it is an older X-Men book, and a 9.6 is a solid grade. Boy, oh boy, I'm having a hard time. That was a bad start. Let's see. Okay, now these are much older books. I expect these grades to fall more in the 6 and 7 ranges, but I got a 6.5 on a book that I was not expecting a 6.5 on, so who knows? Maybe these will be 3s. Let's see. Like I said, I think it's in this. Oh, a 9.0. That's great. I mean, a 9.0 for a book from 1976. Okay, I mean, that's good. I'll take that. This is first appearance of Lilandra. Face is not shown, so it's interesting that they call it a first appearance rather than like a cameo. Lilandra is an important character to Professor X and to the X-Men. So who knows? Maybe that book will have value someday. 9.0 is a decent grade for a double-digit X-Men book. And here's another one. I do not expect another 9.0 out of this. I expect this probably to be in the 7s or 8s. Let's see if I was right. 8.5. Okay, that's great. Like I said, I went through at one point, this Claremont era of the X-Men is my favorite thing. I went through and I completed, oh, that's the first one with off-white to white pages, right? Yeah. Okay. I went through and I completed the Claremont run. Some of them, you know, they're the books I got, and I was happy to have them when I got them. So they're not always the highest grade books, but these also aren't the lowest ones either. So this is X-Men 99. This is another double-digit X-Men book. Boy, it'd be great if it was an 8.0 or higher. I would be pleasantly happy with that. And it's a 9.0, so that's great with white pages. Okay, so another double-digit X-Men book at a 9.0. That's pretty good. 9.0, 8.5, 9.0 for double-digit X-Men books. I will take it. I will take it. Let's see what's next here. We have X-Men 100. Nice book. I don't remember this book being in great condition, but it was X-Men 100. It's a collectible book, so I submitted it. Let's hope it's an 8.0 or higher. How'd I do? 9.2. Wow, that's good. Well, that's surprising, considering it has like staining all the way across the top. That's surprising, and it's off-white to white pages. That's okay. But a 9.2 for an X-Men 100, that's not bad. So, I mean, it's kind of good so far that my most disappointing books, which are these X-Men 117s, are all not as valuable as these other ones. So, if I'm going to get really bad grades, let's get really bad grades on the books that have the least amount of value. So, it's the least amount of loss. This is X-Men 102. I guess I thought that this was decent enough to submit. I hope 8.0 or higher. Decent. Let's see what the actual grade is for X-Men 102. 9.4. Okay, great, great. I mean, these are solid grades for X-Men books from 1975 and 1976. I'm not so upset. Let's keep moving. Like I said, I have a lot of books to go through, and I wanted to get through them as quickly as possible. More X-Men. X-Men 111. I forget if this book has anything that's important. It should hopefully be a 9.0 or higher. Otherwise, I don't think I would have submitted it. Let's hope that it is. 8.5. Okay, that's fine. I mean, it looks pretty good. It's not key. It's just old. So there you go. I'm a little surprised by the grade, but that's okay. That's okay. It's not, once again, my expectations for these books are unestablished. I basically was just like, it's a good book. It looks like it's in decent condition. I'm going to submit it. I didn't really go through and vet every grade. This is 112, its neighbor here. Listen, I'll take anything 8.0 or above at this point. Would be fine with me. A 9.4. That's great. That's great for X-Men 112, 9.4. Maybe not. We'll see here when I throw up the value and the thumbs up or the thumbs down, if indeed it was worth submitting or not. X-Men 113, I told you I submitted a lot of X-Men. Let's see what grade this one got. Okay, now I'm going to take a look myself. 9.4. Okay, 9.4 is okay. Sure, I will take it for a 113. I just hope that it's worth more than $50. Let's just hope that. Let's just hope for that. All right, X-Men 115. Considering the looks of these books, these other ones, like it'd be great if it's a 9.0 or higher. I don't think this book is key at all. Let's see, did I get a 9.0 or higher? 8.0. So no, I didn't. Maybe for some of these I'll also throw up the grader's notes. It looks like there's color rub here. little thing right there. Okay, I mean, at first glance, it looks like it probably was an 8.0, and it looks like one I probably shouldn't have submitted. So this has been I submitted way too many books, and like I said, to not vet them. Don't make the same mistake that I made. Here's X-Men 116. Now this is just another X-Men book from 1978. I'm hoping that it looked good enough that I thought it was going to be a 9.0 or higher. 8.0. Boy, and it looks like it's all smashed inside here too. Like it was, well, no, they lined up the bottom. It was just cut funky when pages were cut. I mean, it has spine ticks, but I've seen 8.0s that, I'll put up the grader notes. I've seen 8.0s that have a lot of damage. This looks more like, at first glance, like a 9.2, 9.0. For it to get an 8.0, it's really, I've been hearing that CGC has been more strict on their grading as of late. And I really hadn't experienced that myself. Things have been falling kind of in line with my expectations. I may be very wrong. Okay, this is Avengers Annual 10. This is an X-Men related book, but not an X-Men book exactly. I submitted this thinking that it had to be 9.0 or higher. And so it better be. Because if it's not, because this is one that I was paying attention to. If it's not, I'm in big trouble. 9.4, off-white to white pages. Okay, I think I remember what I paid for this, so I'll be able to judge whether or not it was worth submitting or not at a 9.4. Of course, I always wish it had been better. Okay, oh, I accidentally saw the grade for this one already. And let me tell you something. This is a book that I bought when I was a little kid. I submitted it because I thought it was going to get a 9.8, and it didn't. It did not. This book in a 9.6 is unlikely to have value. I don't know. I'll look it over later. There was maybe a tiny little spine tick in the back, but I don't know. All right, this is The Amazing Spider-Man 265. This is the first appearance of Silver Sable. I thought it was a decent book. I thought it was like a 9.2 or better. Did CGC think so? 9.4. Okay. So that's okay. I guess it was along lines of what I expected, but once again, I didn't double check the value of against my expected grade and just submitted it blindly. So we'll see if it was worth submitting. I remember I didn't pay too much for it. All right, well, this is Ghost Rider Volume 2. Issue number 28. It's a newsstand. This is the first appearance of Lilith, I believe, or the first appearance of the Midnight Suns, maybe both. We'll check that in a second. I think this was in its poly bag when I submitted it, so they took it out of the poly bag. We'll see if they noted that. I thought maybe I saw a little bit of a corner ding, but I couldn't really assess the grade because it was in the poly bag, so I'm hoping it's at least a 9.6. Is it? A 9.8! Yay! Okay. There's something that's actually surprising. It does note here, polybag removed. This is what CGC does when a book is submitted into polybag. They remove the polybag and they note it here on the label. And they noted that it's a newsstand, so that's nice. This is a nice one, and it is, doesn't say why it's key, but it is, so I'm surprised that's not on the label. All right, we have 6 more to go, home stretch. Okay, we have another double-digit X-Men book. This is X-Men 95. I must have thought it was okay, so boys, if I get an 8.0 or higher, I'll be happy with that because it's an old X-Men book. The second Claremont one. Okay, so 8.5 off-white to white pages. That is okay. You know, that's fine. Like I said, that's a super old X-Men book, and I thought, well, it looks okay. Why don't I just submit it? And I guess we'll see if it was worth submitting. See what a value is at an 8.5. Here we have X-Men 105. Now, this was one of like 5 or 6 books that I bought from an LCS that just got a collection in from an original owner, like the single owner. A lot of them were in really good shape. They came back with good grades. This is not a key book, so I didn't send it in right away, but I sent it in now because I was like, well, it's quality. So I'm hoping this gets a 9.4 or a 9.6. Well, let's see. Will it get either of those? A 9.6, off-white to white pages. Okay, so that matched my expectation. That's fine. 4 more to go. 4 more to go. Okay, another low number X-Men book, X-Men 106. I had one of these in my collection since I was a kid that was just tore up from the floor up. This one was in significantly better condition, so I thought I'd submit it. I'm hoping for an 8.0 or higher. Let's see what we got. And let's see. 9.4. Wow, that's great. This is way better than the other one that I have of these. 9.4 is surprising, but looks like it's in decent condition. So 9.4, yay. Off-white to white pages. I mentioned this in the other video the other day. I'm fine. I love white pages. I will accept off-white to white pages. It's when books start to get into just the straight-up off-white pages category, I start to lose interest. This is X-Men 110. This is just another early Claremont era X-Men book. I'm hoping that it's a 9.0 or higher. Let's see. Did I get that? 8.0. I don't know what 8.0s. In my I'll throw up the grader's notes right here. 8.0s in my estimation should be, the damage should be so clear. And I'm looking at this and I don't even see anything. Now things might be hidden in this white edge right here, but I don't know why they gave this an 8.0. I'm going to have to review some of these very carefully and either take this as an opportunity to learn something, or I might have some questions for CGC. Okay, anybody who's been paying attention to the comic book market these days knows this book. This is Spider-Man 2099, issue number 1. Little backstory on this one. I submitted this several months ago as part of a 9.8 pre-screen. It was rejected, but I saw it and I was like, man, this looks really, really good. If there's maybe this one area that hopefully could be improved by a press. Now, this is a foil kind of cardstock book. Pressing is a little bit tricky with those, but I thought, let's test CCS. Let's see if they can get this up to the 9.8 that I think it could get with a proper press. So let's just see. As long as it gets a 9.6, I guess I'll be okay, but it would be really great. It would save a lot of this if it came back a 9.8. Great. Wonderful. Okay, so whatever was wrong with it originally, as far as the original graders of the pre-screen were concerned, it was corrected by the press that was done at CCS this time around. It came back at 9.8 white pages. I bought this when I was a kid, so it cost me $1.75, probably with a discount, and it's probably worth $200 and something right now. That's not going to make up for a lot of the losses, but it's going to help. And this is the last book that I have to show you today. Thank you for sticking around. This is Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 328. This is another book that I bought when I was a kid that I submitted into a 9.8 pre-screen that was rejected, that I looked at and I was like, I don't know why it was rejected. Let me get it pressed and see if I can get it back a 9.8. As long as it comes back a 9.6 or a 9.8, I'll be happy. I basically only submitted this book for one reason only. I love this cover. I think it's rad, and I love the story that's inside of here. So this is purely for my collection. It's also collectible, but this is just kind of purely for me. So hopefully it gets a 9.6 or a 9.8. 9.8 would be great because it would once again speak to CCS's powers. 9.6. Okay, so whatever problem that there was originally with it, CGC decided that that was still a problem, and they gave it a 9.6. We'll see thumbs up or thumbs down if it was worth grading. Well, that's everything in here. Oh, what's this right here? Oh, you know what? That's interesting. That's fun. For whatever reason, CGC returned the poly bag. Oh, because it has this poster in it. So it comes with this poster. They didn't leave the poster in the book or anything. It comes with this poster, so they actually returned this poster along with the poly bag that that Ghost Rider book came in. That was nice of them. I didn't know that that was going to happen, and I know that sometimes they don't do that, so that was nice of them to return that. Okay, so that's it. We'll put some grand totals at the bottom. Was this a success or not, or was it a wash? And I'll just remind you, because this was learned from me, it's a lot of work to go through all these books and grade them and figure out what that value is going to be and figure out what is it going to be worth it financially to submit them or not. I can guarantee you I lost money on this submission, and I'm not about losing money. I'm not submitting stuff to CGC to have them come back less valuable than I thought. So definitely put in the hard work, definitely put on your patience cap, and take the time to vet your books, because I know I will never make that mistake ever again. If you like this video, likes are appreciated by me. It's basically all YouTube cares about. So if you care about me at all, hit that like button. In addition, if you haven't already subscribed, I invite you to go ahead and do that right now. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.